Good morning, booktubers. Andy from Estella's Revenge. I'm back with just sort of a general reading update. I've got a short update on my 30-day reading challenge, and I also have some thank yous and some shout outs. So it's been a really busy week around here. The early part of the week I was in Austin, Texas, which is the Texas state capital, and it's a really fun city. The sort of motto that goes along with Austin is keep Austin weird. They have lots of great food, they have lots of great shopping, they have events, they have really kind of intellectual, fun mix of people with the University of Texas, and so I really enjoyed that. I was there for a state social media meeting, which sounded kind of like a drag, but ended up being a lot of fun. And one of my favorite things to do in Austin when I'm there, which is rare, unfortunately, is to go to the mothership of independent bookstores. It's called Book People. And so, of course, I had to stop in there, and I'll show you part of what I bought there in my next video. Will probably be my July TBR, and I also have a book haul coming up soon, so one of those videos you'll be sure to see something that I bought at Book People, and I'll have a little preview for you later in this video. I also wanted to thank Mercedes at Mercy's Bookish Musings. I logged in to YouTube on Saturday, I believe it was, to see which of my subscriptions had new videos available, and I was so excited to see that Mercedes had a new video, and she did booktube shout outs, and she shouted me out, and I was so excited. I was so thankful for that. I've had tons of new subscribers and lots of new comments and lots of new channels to explore myself, and I just love the way this community opens up. So I love having conversation. Don't ever feel like you can't comment. I love comments. I will always reply back. So yeah, feel free. Thank you so much to Mercedes for that. I did some booktube shout outs on my own blog. I did a special post just about booktubing, and I will link that in the description, so make sure to check it out. So here's the reading update. I have been doing tons of reading, driven largely by the 30-day reading challenge. Now, I am not misguided enough to think that I can read a book a day for 30 days, because with a child in the house, there's really too many variables. However, I have no problem submitting to or committing to a specific page count. And so kind of my arbitrary page count that I chose was between 125 to 150 pages. So early in the week, I definitely did not hit that, but later in the week, I've had much better luck. I am reading Michael Faber's The Crimson Petal and the White, and this is a beast of a book, seriously. It's about 840 pages, and if you're not familiar, I'll give you a very brief synopsis. It is about a prostitute in 1870s London. Her name is Sugar, and it's about her involvement with a man who's growing in stature in that time period. He owns a perfume company, and it really revolves around Sugar and William and their relationship, and then William's wife and William's brother. And I'm amazed. It's really, the language is very true to Victorian literature. I'm really impressed by the amount of research and the amount of effort put into Michael Faber's writing. But as with any book, probably over 500 pages, it becomes a bit of a marathon after a while. And so for the last several days, I've read over 100 pages every day of this book to get done with it. And I really am enjoying it, but at some point, I'm just ready to be finished and move on to some other books. That's one of my problems reading big books, and I'll do a post about that sometime, is that I have commitment issues. And so it's really hard for me to sit down with a book for a week, 2 weeks, when it's super long, when I could be reading shorter books and making more progress in the meantime. So yeah, it's a great book, but I'm ready to be done with it, and I should be done with it by tomorrow. While I was in Austin, I also picked up a book, The Dangers of Proximal Alphabet, from Kathleen Alcott. And this was one that I saw on Mercedes' channel. It was one of her recommendations, and I enjoyed Glacier so much by Alexis M. Smith. This kind of sounded like a similar type of writing. The story is not similar, the premise is not similar, but the book itself and the literary quality kind of sounded in the same vein. And I am really enjoying it. I put it aside for a few days to read The Crimson Petal and the White and get done with it, but I cannot wait to get back to it. I'm on page made some pretty good headway. I'm on page 50. So I may actually just start over and read the whole thing again, backtrack and reread those 50 pages, because it is seriously beautiful, beautiful writing and really, really interesting characters. But I'll tell you a little bit about that later. So yeah, that's what I'm reading now, Crimson Petal and the Dangers of Proximal Alphabets. And I do know that my very next book, most likely, will be A Prayer for Owen Meany by John Irving for the Estella Society read-along in July. That starts on July 2nd. So I'll probably read some shorter books between now and then, especially after I finish off the Crimson Petal and the White. And before I forget, I have to share with you, I'm going to meet Neil Gaiman tonight, and I'm so excited about it. He's doing the Dallas Museum of Arts and Letters Live speaking series at the Majestic Theater in Dallas. So that's where I'll be tonight. He will be signing a copy of The Ocean at the End of the Lane, and I'm also taking my copy of The Graveyard Book. So I am just beside myself. Ridiculously excited. So I'm sure I will have a post about that coming up very soon. So watch for some reviews, watch for some TBR, watch for a haul. There's a lot in the works. So I hope you guys are having a great day. See you soon.